Today I'll be teaching you guys how to make this really cute cat beanie, and it comes with a earflap and tiny cute hats. So for this tutorial, we're going to be making use of a 5mm hook, a 6mm hook, and for mine, I'm going to be making use of 2 shades of new cotton yarn. This is a 5-ply new cotton yarn, but I'm going to be doubling mine because I want mine to be a bit thick. You can actually make use of any yarn of your choice, any yarn weight or any yarn size of your choice. It doesn't really matter. All that matters is that you take your right and correct measurement, and this will still work out very well for you. Now let's get into the tutorial. To make our striped cat hair beanie, the most important thing to note is your head circumference. Once you know the measurement of your head circumference, it will be very easy for you to make the beanie. I'll be leaving like a measurement guide. I'm not the one who formulated the measurement guide. I got it from Pinterest, but I'll be leaving it so you would be able to decipher your measurements if you don't have a tape. But if you have a tape, I would advise that you just measure the circumference of your head. I'll also be leaving a description of how to do that on the screen. To begin our beanie, we're going to start by making a slip knot like this. So in case you didn't see that, if that was too fast for you, this is how you make a slip knot. And hold this together and pull through. That's how you make a slip knot. So we're going to go ahead and chain chains long enough to wrap around your head. That's the circumference of your head. This should be able to wrap around your head when stretched a bit. So you're not going to be chaining the exact measurement for your head. Like for me, my measurement is 22 inches, so I'll probably chain as long as 20 inches because this should be able to wrap around my head at 20 inches when stretched out a bit. I'll meet you guys when I'm done with mine. So guys, I'm done with mine. I did a total of 55 chains, and this measures about 20 inches and stretches out to 22 inches. So yours might vary depending on your yarn weight or your gauge. So it's really better and more advisable that you take your measurements before doing this. To begin, you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and place a double crochet in the back loop, this place. So instead of going in to this area, we're going to be placing our double crochet in the back loop of each stitch. The back loop of each of our chains, sorry. So in the very second one, you're going to skip this. You're going to skip this first chain and place a double crochet in here. And if you don't know how to make a double crochet, this is how you make a double crochet. Yarn over, set your hook into this back loop. Yarn over, pull through. Now you have 3 loops on your hook. Now yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Yarn over, pull through the remaining 2 loops, and that's how you make a double crochet. You're going to keep on placing double crochets in each stitch till you get to the end. Sorry. Remember, you're not placing it in here, but you're placing it at the back loop only. So this part. Now the difference is that instead of your work looking like this, it's going to look like this at the bottom. I'm almost at the end, so I'm just going to place my double crochet in the very last back loop. So after pulling through the first 2 loops, you're going to leave your work because now we're going to be changing colors. But if you intend to do this beanie with just one plain color, you can go ahead and skip this next step. To attach your yarn, you're going to yarn over and pull through these 2 loops. So what I like to do is to hide my loose end as I work. So I'm going to hold this loose end together with the main yarn and chain 1. Turn your work, then carry along this loose end from the first row and place it on top of here. Then you're going to go into the very first stitch, that is here, with a half double crochet. Remember to hold this as you work. Yarn over. So when you're cleaning up your work, you're just going to cut off this little loose end here. So now we're left with this one, the green one. So we're going to work over it like so. For the second row, it's the same thing as the first. Just make a double crochet in each stitch till you get to the end of the row. So I'm going to cut off this extra yarn. Now look at how it looks. So now just go ahead and finish up this row. So I've gotten to the end of my row 2. I'm now going to attach my green yarn. Same way we attached the white. Chain 1. Turn your work, carry the white yarn, then make a double crochet in the very first double crochet stitch from the previous row, and make double crochets in each stitch till you get to the very end of the row. This is what it looks like, and when I fold it, this is what it looks like. This measures, let's see, a total of 6 inches, and this is fine for me. You can decide to make yours longer, or you can decide to make yours smaller depending on the size of your head. So the next step for the beanie is to fold on your work. So we're going to attach both sides together by making slip stitches. Now we're going to go in to the top of your stitch from the previous row and slip stitch like that. Then insert your hook in here and insert your hook at the down part too as well and make a slip stitch. So there's really no math to doing this, just slip stitch. Just slip stitch in each stitch and make sure that you're slip stitching the greens together and the whites together, and you make 2 slip stitches in each. So do this till you get to the top of the beanie that's here. So I'm almost at the end. I'm just going to go in with a hook like this and make a slip stitch. So once you got into the end of the vertical side, we're now going to be slip stitching on the top part of the beanie. So to do that, place your hook underneath here like so and locate the first stitch on the side and place your hook underneath it as well. Make a slip stitch, then go into the next stitch with a slip stitch like so, then the next with a slip stitch. You're going to repeat this till you get to the very end. So I'm almost at the last. I'm going to place my hook in here and into, because these are the 2 stitches remaining, and pull through slip stitch. So chain 1 and cut. Pull through. So go ahead and hide this, but I would hide mine when I'm done. So this is how it looks. You can put this in your head and see if it fits. Now we're going to turn our work in. Because of this part here, this is going to be the back of the hat. So this is how the front of the beanie looks. The next step now is to make the rib part. So for the rib part, I'm going to place my hook along the side that we slip stitched. So here, then attach the yarn. Chain 1 like so. So now we're going to be doing something a bit different. Let me zoom in a bit. Instead of yarning over and placing your yarn in like this, you're now going to yarn over and go in between the stitch like this, yarn over, pull up your yarn, Then go ahead and make a double crochet as usual. Now for the next stitch, instead of going in like this, you're going to go in like this from the back. And make your double crochet as usual. So now we're going to go ahead and make the front post stitch like so, and the back post stitch like that. Remember, you go in like this, then again with the front post stitch like so. Let me do this a bit slower. And the back post stitch. So now you're going to go ahead and repeat this front, back post, front, back post, front, back post till you get to your starting chain. So I'm at the very last stitch. I've already done my front post stitch, I think. Then I'm going to do my back post stitch. Then going with a slip stitch at the very first double crochet stitch that you made here. And that's it. Chain 1 and cut. Then the next thing we'll be doing now is the ear flaps. So this is how your beanie should look like when you're done. So now the next thing we're going to do is the ear flaps. I'd advise that you wear this on your head so you know where your ear flaps are supposed to start from. I think just right after where your eyebrows stop. That's what usually works for me, but you can customize this to your own measurements and to whatever size you're making it for. So for me, I'm going to start from here. This is where the side of my work started from, and why I'm using this part is because it's very easy to identify with the slip stitch here. My ear flap in total is going to be 10 stitches based on my measurement. So I'm just going to count 5 stitches from my slip stitch and insert my hook here. Why I counted 5 stitches from the slip stitches, the ear flap is supposed to show at the front and also at the back. So I divided it into 2. I'm going to work 5 stitches in the front and 5 stitches at the back. So now, to begin our ear flaps, we're going to attach the yarn like this and chain 2, then make double crochets till you get to your slip stitch. That should be 5 double crochets in total. So I've now made 5 stitches and I'm at the slip stitch, so I'm going to make an additional 5 stitches at the back side. Now this is my last double crochet stitch. Sorry, pardon my loose end here. For row 2, you're going to chain 2. Now turn your work and skip this yarn over, insert your yarn into the next stitch like you would for a double crochet, pull through the 2 loops, then through this remaining 2 loops. Now this is going to be our double crochet decrease for this side, because we are not going to be placing any stitch on this chain space, so this is going to count as 1 stitch. And go ahead and place double crochets in each of the stitches till you get to the remaining 2 stitches. So now I have 2 stitches remaining. I'm now going to yarn over, set my hook in here, pull through this loop, then yarn over again, insert my hook into this chain 2 space, yarn over, pull through, then pull through 2 loops. Now I have 1, 2, 3 loops on my hook. So I'm going to yarn over and pull through 3 loops. And that's how you make a double crochet decrease. Now we're going to be decreasing at both ends of the row till we have 2 stitches remaining. So for the third row rather, do like you did and decrease at this side, then place double crochets in each stitch till you have 2 stitches remaining. Now, remember this chain 2 doesn't count as a stitch, so I'm just going to yarn over, insert my hook in here and make a decrease like this. So chain 2, turn your work and skip this, make a double crochet as usual. Now I have 2 stitches remaining. You're going to prepare for a decrease like so, then pull through your 3 loops. Now repeat this till you have just 2 stitches remaining, and I will meet you guys when I'm done with mine. So guys, I'm done with mine. I think in total I made 5 rows of double crochets for my ear flap. 1 was without any decrease, then the remaining 4 rows was with decrease. So if you notice here, I ended up with a decrease and another decrease at both sides, and I have 2 stitches remaining at the top. So I'm just going to chain 1 and cut. Now for the other parts, I'm going to give you guys a simple math on how to get this. Since you've realized that you just need to take 5 stitches from here, from the front, and 5 from the back, that's 10. The best way to get this is to divide the total number of stitches you have. Like for me, mine is going to be 28. So I'm going to subtract 10 stitches from 28, and that will leave me with 18. So I know that from here, I'm going to have to count 18 stitches, and wherever it stops, I would start making my 10 double crochets for the flap area. So just do that and create your second ear flap, and I'll see you guys when I'm done with mine. I'm done with my second ear flap. You can notice now, you'd see that the edging is not really neat, so I just want to like walk around the entire beanie like so with the white yarn using single crochet. So now I'm going to attach your yarn at this place. Then chain 1, Now we're going to place 2 single crochets at the side of each double crochet stitch around this corner. One, 2. Now I'm going to cut off this extra yarn that I was carrying along. Then place 2 single crochets in the last double crochet stitch. So after you've gotten this, you're now going to go ahead and place 1 single crochet in the next stitch in each stitch, till you get to the ear flaps again. So I've made my last single crochet close to the ear flap. So now we go right into the double crochets by the side and place 2 single crochets like we did for the other side. When you get to the 2 stitches you have on top, you're going to place a single crochet in it, like so. Then turn to the other side and keep placing 2 single crochets in each stitch. When you're done with this part, you go ahead and place 1 single crochet in each stitch like you did for the other side. So in order to not make this lengthy, just place single crochets till you get to this place, 2 single crochets by the side, then 2 single crochets on top and slip stitch for the flap. So I've gone round with my white yarn. I'm just going to make a slip stitch, chain 1 and cut. The next step now is to attach those cute tiny hats, and I'll be showing you guys how to make this hat. Then I'll show you guys how to attach it to your beanie and also later to your hand warmer. So to start making our tiny cute hat, we're going to start by making a magic ring. I really don't know how to explain this process, so just do exactly as I do if you've not made a magic ring before. And when you have this like this, you go ahead and chain 1. If you didn't understand how I did mine or you couldn't follow through, there are a lot of videos that teach how to make a magic ring for beginners. So after you've chained 1, you go in to your magic ring with a single crochet stitch, like so. Then we're going to make a half double crochet stitch. Next, a double crochet stitch, a triple crochet stitch. We have to yarn over twice, like so, 1, 2, and go into the loop. Then, I don't know what they call this stitch, but I know we have to yarn over 3 times instead of 2 times like we did for the triple crochet stitch, and go into the loop. Now we're going to pull through the first 2, the second 2, the third, and the very last, like so. After that, chain 3. Then go into the magic ring. I think you can actually pull this to make this smaller. Then place a slip stitch. After you've done this, you're going to notice that the half part of your hat has started forming. So the next step now is to chain 4 and repeat exactly what we did here for this side. So now we'll be making this stitch that I really don't know what the name is. So yarn over 3 times, insert your hook in here, then we're going to go ahead and make our triple crochet nest. Then the half double crochet, then the double crochet, not half double crochet, then our half double crochet, and lastly the single crochet stitch. After doing this, the next step now is to pull your yarn like so. That is the tail from our magic ring. Then chain 2 and slip stitch into the very first stitch. That's the single crochet that you made at the beginning. Chain 1 and cut off your excess yarn. Try to adjust with your hands before you cut off your yarn. So you're going to take your darning needle and hide this loose end, or you can hide it with your crochet hook. I'll do this off camera and I'll show you guys how to attach this to your beanie and how to attach this to your fingerless glove. So to attach your hat to your beanie, you can decide to attach it from here and let this fall like this, or you attach it upward, insert your hook into the place you slip stitched earlier on, then attach your yarn like so and make chain long enough. Make chains long enough to your satisfaction. So this depends on you. The length of your chains depends on you. Depends on how long you want this to be. So I did a total of 27 chains. I'm now going to be attaching it to my ear flap. I'm going to insert my hook in between these 2 single crochet stitches that we made on top, like this. and make a slip stitch, chain 1 and cut. Remember, when you're done with your work, remember to hide all these loose ends. I know they are much, but hide it so that your work looks neat. Now do the same step for this other side of your flap. I'm done with the Cat Beanie, and this is how it looks like after I attach the tiny cute hat to it. Now let's make this really cute hand warmers. They're very easy to make and they have the tiny hats decoration on them. The first thing we're going to do is the slip knots as usual. Then I'm going to measure my hand to determine where I want my fingerless gloves to stop. So I think I'm okay with 2.5 inches. That's it stopping around here of my hand. But you can decide to make yours longer or shorter. It doesn't really matter. So after you've gotten your wrist measurements, that's now what we're going to use in making the bottom of our fingerless glove. So I'm going to chain as long as 2.5 inches, and that's 9 chains for me. Then chain 1, turn your work and place a single crochet in the second stitch from the hook. Then you're going to keep on placing single crochets in each stitch till you get to the end. I don't know why this is like this. I guess it's from the yarn, so I'm just going to cut this off. Just keep placing single crochets in each chain till you get to the very last. When you get to the end of the row, you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and now we're going to be placing single crochets in the back loop only of each stitch to create a weaving effect. So this is how you know the back loop. You see this V shape on each stitch, you're going to be placing in the back, in the loop that's not facing you directly. So just do this till you get to the end of the row. And now we are the very last, going with your single crochet stitch. Now chain 1, turn your work and repeat what you did in row 2 by placing single crochets in the back loop only. So now you're going to repeat this till this can go around your wrist, and you can either know this by wrapping it around your wrist or measuring your wrist. So my wrist measures, around my wrist measures 7 inches, so I will make mine till I get to 7 inches. So if you don't have a measuring tape, you can just wrap this around your wrist till it can completely cover your wrist. Now I'll meet you guys when I'm done with mine. So guys, I'm done with mine. I did a total of 20 rows, and this can wrap around my wrists perfectly. Remember, this ribbon stitch is very stretchy, so I think this is enough for me, and this is where I'm going to stop. And fold both together. You're going to look for the opposite side, that is this part with the foundation chains. So going with your hook like this, then into this loop at this side and pull it through like so. Chain 1. Now you're going to go into the nests, then into the back loop of the opposite side. yarn over, pull through and make a slip stitch like so. So into here, then the back loop, yarn over, pull through, slip stitch. If you saw my beanie tutorial, you would know how to do this correctly without stress. So you're just going to repeat this till you get to the very end. Now I'm at the end. So pull out your loop like this, because you're now going to be attaching the white yarn. To attach the white yarn, it's still going to be the same process that we did. That is yarn over, pull through, and tug at this to make this bit tight. Then you're going to chain 2. Then carry this and turn. So now we're going to be placing one double crochet, in each of the single crochet stitches. You're going to notice that you have single crochet stitches by the side like this. So this is where you're going to be placing your double crochet stitches. I'm trying to carry my yarn as I work. So just keep doing this till you get to the very end. So now I'm at the very end. I'm just going to place my last double crochet in here and make a slip stitch. That's going to bring me to a total number of 22 stitches. And this is perfect for me, but I would advise that when you're done with this, you should put your hand through like this and see if this can fit around your hand. If it can't, then you can decide to increase. Maybe you do a total of 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets in the next stitch, then 1 double crochet when you try this and it doesn't fit. Or you can also do the 2 double crochets in one stitch, 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets in one stitch. But for me, this works out perfectly. I don't need to increase, but if you have a bigger palm, you can decide to increase. Now for the next row, you're going to chain 2 and place a double crochet in the next stitch. Now we're going to be working in the round, and we're just going to be placing double crochets in each stitch till we get to our starting chain. Then we slip stitch. So I'm almost at the end of my row 2. I'm just going to go in here and place a slip stitch. So we're going to be repeating this till the body measures up to here. Just repeat row 2 till the body measures up to here, and I'll tell you guys what to do next. So guys, I'm done with mine. I did a total of 6 rows, and this fits me perfectly. So I'm going to Remember I said you should walk in the round till your work gets to here. As you can see, mine is okay at 6 rows, so I think I'm just going to take this off and make the thumb part. The next step is to chain 2, then make double crochet in the next stitch. Now we're going to go in and make the thumb area. So what you do is to fold your work like this and insert your thumb, that is here, into the thumb area like so. This would help you determine how many stitches to skip for your thumb area. So for me, mine is 4 stitches. So I'm going to chain 4 since I'm skipping 4 stitches. If you're skipping 5 stitches, chain 5. If you're skipping 3 stitches, chain 3. Then skip 4 stitches. So we're going to continue placing double crochet around till we get to our starting chain like normal. Now I'm at my starting chain. Always remember not to place the double crochet in your slip stitch. This part is a slip stitch area. So now go in with the slip stitch for here and we're done with this row. For the next row, we're going to chain 2, then continue placing double crochets around each stitch. And when you get to this part, you're going to place double crochet in each of the chains like so. So if you did a total of 4 chains like I did, you should have a total of 4 double crochets in your chain space. So now just repeat this. Place a double crochet in each stitch till you get to your starting chain. You can see we already have an opening for our thumb area. And now I'm at the end. I'm just going to place a double crochet in here and slip stitch into the chain 2 space, chain 1, and cut. This is where I'm going to be ending my fingerless glove. If you want to make yours longer, you can make yours longer, but I think I'm comfortable with this, so I'm just going to cut and finish up. So to attach your tiny cute heart to your fingerless glove, adjust your heart shape like so and place it in the center. So now you're going to go in with your yarn into the white yarn and now into your heart shape. Please make sure you place it in the back loop only of the double crochet stitch. Leave this long tail. You're going to be hiding it later into your stitches. Then insert your hook into here, the next stitch like so, pull through. Then insert your hook into the white stitch at the back. Now Go into the next stitch like so. Into the back loop. So now you're going to repeat this process around till you get to this point, and you stitch it up and hide your loose end. I'll show you mine when I'm done stitching mine. I've stitched my heart shape all the way around. I'm now going to set my hook into where we started from. Then tie up these parts together. So you can either hide this tail. I would advise you do to make your work a bit neater, or you cut it and burn. So I'm going to go ahead and hide my own tail in my heart shape. So guys, this is what it looks like after I've stitched it. So now go ahead and do the other side. Now remember, this part is where, like for this is the one I'm going to be wearing on my right hand. So when stitching this part, make sure it's facing the other way. Now see, because if you stitch it like this, you would have one part facing you by the palm and one part facing the back.